Where to start? Where to start? Okay, so this is RENÉG. Won't believe some of these epiphanies. I'm kind of hot right now, so I figure I jump on here impulsively to put stuff down when I can, and then I'll get into my proper presentations. Probably tying a lot of this stuff in here, but I was thinking about Jesus and earlier about the Trinity in 369 and how Jesus is I.H.S, right? The original spelling, I.H.S or whatever, and the cross is the symbol. And I don't mean any disrespect to any followers here. I just see what those words combined spell. It's like, holy shit, really? But I don't mean any disrespect. I'm just looking at through my third eye and seeing connections, deciphering patterns, and there's a lot of things that don't make sense, but everything makes sense when it comes down to energy. And it's getting into this Adam and Eve story. I want to give this kind of an introduction before I dive in, because this all ties together kind of like a knot. And you know the knot. Ooh, I had a spam call coming in. I'm glad that went down. I called in on the Bro Sanchez show. I like, because I'm hot and cold, man. Like well, I used to have a really good. I used to be really very passionate. Well, friends here no longer here, and I used to grow up as a kid freestyling. I used to have fun. Like I used to skateboard, and I used to have fun freestyling because it'd be fun to kind of like take in what's in my environment and feed off the energy around me. And I had a conversation with somebody recently at an event in Boston. They were going on tour in Antarctica. I told them about the Bro Sanchez show. So, man, I hope if I get a chance to call in, I will. But he shined a lot of light on this Adam and Eve and stuff. And I've always had, like, for me, I've always had things like premonitions and different types of decoding, I guess, and etymology. But bright minds kind of sparked that in me too, I guess. So I hope I can do that for other people. So when you look at Adam and Eve, when you open your mouth, A is the beginning. You know, they use the abracadabra. We've seen the Aleister Crowley thing, right? With the A's, the B's, and the C's. So it starts with the A, which is the triangle. Now, when you look at Adam, you also see a dam. As well as Ad AM, which is morning. I'm going to get into that because Nieves is also night, Our Lady of the Snow, but it's Our Lady of the Snow, and also it has to do with night, which is 7. Now 7 is 5 letters, and there's a V at the center of 7, and you also see Eve at the center of 7. Now Eve breaks down to 5. I'm going to get into this. It's a lot to throw down at once. But Eve equals 5 numerically because you got 22, right, which is 4, and then you got 5, so you get 9 and 5, 14, which equals 5 numerically, right? You see the V at the center, Roman numeral 5. So we see the 5 in Eve, right? Now here's another thing. We say Eve N is the 14th letter, which is also 5. And if you look at the word hidden, it's hide. And so I'm going to get into that. You look at the word end, it sounds like N. The letter N is in the middle of the alphabet is M and N. I'm going to get into that. I was going to keep saying that. Keep you on your toes here. So with he gave his rib to Eve, which could also look like a 6 or a 4. This is where things get like, whoa, I'm going to get into this. This goes into the A, the letter A, right? there's something I can't really get to my notes. So I wrote down earlier. I forgot, but it had to do with like okay, the earth and air symbol. The symbol for air and earth is that, and then water and fire. You got these mirror images of the V. But I'll just put that down as a crumb to throw in for my presentation later because I'm going to watch this and probably pick up the pieces where I left off. But when you look at the letter A, it's like V, right? V is the 5. If you look at that as a reflection, right? So Adam gave his rib. You see the rib right there in the A. Turns that to an A. And where else do you have? You have a dam. You have a dam. So that rib is a dam. Okay, now let me get to the earth, air. That might be earth, that might be air. I gotta check again. But fire and water is this. So when you look at the water, that would be a dam. Because that upside down V is a symbol for water. So that's also a dam. When you look at the symbol for water being plugged by a dam. So that's the rib. So I see, when you look at rib, it's like red, but it's not, right? You see, this is where things can be confusing, because etymology, people will try to just, that's the same, but it's not the same. So then you got different perceptions. You got one perception looking literally is that exact by book meaning, and then you got somebody like trying to fill in something similar but it's not the same. So what I see that is also the rib. I see that as the rib where things there's this flickering pattern. Because now when you go, so also with 7, I want to get into this too. We see Venus. Because it's while I'm getting these symbols, another thing I saw, this is an epiphany, because I started off talking about the Ankh, right? So the Ankh is like this, right? Am I doing this right? It's the other way around, right? And Venus is this is the symbol for Venus. Or is that the Ankh too? Jeez, I gotta look at the thing again. But either way, the symbol, the Ankh is obviously the symbol for Venus. Venus is also 5 letters. Into what I was talking about, that rib, because Eve is the 5, right? But it becomes even when it's 6. So that rib makes it even. I was saying like rib looks like it's red, but it's not, because the I is not an E. You could say that's like, it's like red, or you could easily flip the B, because it's the same thing, just flipping it and it's a D, you can say that's red, but that would be rid. So maybe you could say rib is also rid, because he gave a rib, and to rid is to get rid of, so maybe he got rid of his rib. So that's something. So that's the kind of etymology that I do, where I see these patterns that connect, and not just like I got books on symbology and stuff, which is bullshit. And it's just going back to other sources of mystical crap and more crap. But I'm going to show how this is all energy, and you know, it's this flickering pattern of the Father, Son, and Holy Ghost. I was reading this thing on Aleister Crowley, which I'm not a fan of the trickery and all that weird stuff. But he mentioned something about I.H.S and something where and to me, like the freestyle, whatever that is, like people be like, man, you wrote that. That are people would say like, man, when you get on the spot, it's when you grip the mic, when you get into your groove, it's like doing a skateboard trick and landing it. It's like nothing can stop you. It's like you got it done before you even did it. You had it done. It's like we live in the past, but that's also when you're in your groove. So that brings me into the 1-2, because that has to do with move. Because if we're talking about energy, which we're, you know, the N in middle is the in, the abracadabra from, you know, beginning to the end, in the beginning. So we say let there be light. When you say let, it's kind of like lit. Well, here's a better connection. Speaking of let there be light. I'm talking about outlet. So when you got the M and the N at the center of the alphabet, like a pulse, where you get pulls, which is also like bowls, bullseye, and whatever. I want to half-ass this shit, sorry. I just got off work. I'm getting my energy back here. So, all right. So, with the outlet, here you got the omni. When we're talking about this in and out and this ongoing, there's no just one. That's the answer to everything. It's all about getting it, making sense of this stuff. And that's what I'm doing here. So with these abracadabra, it's man-made language, angle, omni. I brought this up before, I'm going to bring it up again. Omni is like the one eye, the one knee. You get surd on one knee or whatever. We're talking about surd. When you go on this bench, from the sword, you could say from the word, I'm just reaching here a little bit. But I know in the omnipresent, you have the money serpent, which is this royalty has used money or whatever kind of government or rulership. Money has been part of it. And then we have serpent, money serpent. Shout out Awakening Minds and all the cats on the Bro Sanchez chat that I've built with. When I get a chance to, I'll look forward to calling again if I get a chance to. So now when we get into that, we're also dealing with in and out, and we're looking at this different ways, right? Because we're looking at N here, M here, you see out. If you spell it this way, you get mouth. You could also write in mouth, like in and out. It's showing how things kind of emanate. I got further breakdowns of that on my Insta page, right? Just more patterning that I wrote down, things that would blow your mind. Which is what it is the name of that, if anybody wants to check out some stuff that came to me and I just kind of wrote down. Some of it I want to use to build with later. Man, I hope you guys can see this here. So now when we deal with the bulls and the pulls, we're dealing with the lullaby, like to sleep. This gets sung a lullaby. And you see Lu, which is, you know, part of that Lucifer, which is the Lu cipher, which is 12 is the L, which is a 3, and 21, which kind of this mirror thing, right, with 12, 21. You also have a 3, so you got this 33 cipher, right? And now, when you got that rib from Adam to the 5 to the Eve, you got the 6, right? So, damn. Excuse me. I'm gonna get lost in the sauce here. So I'll get back on the lullaby. Well, when you get into the 1, 2, so we're here with the 0. shit. I'm always realizing shit. It's when you look at it like that way too. You could also see it looks like twos, right? Doesn't that look like twos? Toe, or it looks like toes. T-O-Z. And then you also have toe right here. Toe, and like toe is to pull. Back at the pulls. And you know what's crazy too? I don't really get this how this works, but it does. Like I just see. So if you're looking this on YouTube, you're looking at emojis, right? And how do these acronyms and sounds come to play? OMG, OMG, and emoji. Okay, that's I just got off work. Here we go. And then we got GMO, which is man-made. Like emojis. Like, what is that? Well, so, even though I'm like kind of breaking this down, I said, whoa, man, I'm fascinated. Like, just with stuff. And that's kind of why I put this down. So, I actually have like a chest of stuff locked up, like notes that I've written down. I just keep it to myself because it's like, opens up all this stuff. And they're just personal epiphanies and stuff. Like, it's interesting. It came to me when I saw the word omnipresent. No, I'm sorry. Alpha Omega. And here we got that OAO. Damn. So I'm going to get into that with the 0. So, and here's the A. The last shall be first. With the A and the A. And then, speaking about the rib and Eve being the V, because V is 5. And then 5 is a 4-letter word that has a Roman numeral 4. And you see the V. Hang on. Because remember I said Eve is 5, but you see 4 and 5 in there. So anyway, damn, I don't want to lose my train of thought. When he gave his rib, the last shall be first. Let's see. Okay, so when he gave his rib, Eve, so Eve is 5, which is the V. Now when you flip rib, you write the IRB, which it doesn't spell the same, but it sounds the same. So there's always something, there's always a flip in a connection. When it, double checking this is a dry erase marker because it's a black one. Look, it is good. See, we're getting this down here, baby. So you get verb. So Adam and Eve is verb. So what is verb? Verb is action. So what is action? You get an attraction. Action is an attraction. So Adam and Eve. Oh, fuck. I didn't mean to erase that. Here we go. Okay, I put this as not for kids so I can swear. Still work on my discipline. So we said that's toe. Okay, so when you go 0, in here I'm talking about where I first started too. The last shall be. This is stuff that's opening up new cans of worms. But with that A and the O, I'm going to get into that. The Alpha Omega, I see the play PLA, and then the H flipped upside down is a Y. So you get PLAY. You can say play a game. Or a play game. There's different variations. But either way, you get play a 0 game, 0 zeros out. And you see play game in Alpha Omega. It's like lighting up connections from all these things, these weird things in words. Like people look at words and say stupid jokes. Oh, why could I do this for that? And it's supposed to mean this, but it sounds like that. Ha 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 ha. Like they're just, to me, those weren't funny. I'm like interested more in the nature of words, and You know, more witty. Like that's not witty. That those things are obvious to me. Like, you know, there's a lot of jokes are just like common jokes that are stupid. Even though some are funny. What's the best time to go to the dentist? 2:30. That's actually kind of funny because it's so stupid. But so as we get into this, was zero, okay? So keep in mind that the color of a rose is red, generally, rose. So when you look at what they say is the color of our chakras, they start with the bottom one being red. So it makes only sense that you would rise from the red. It was the Red Sea or the Dead Sea. I think Moses split the Red Sea, and then his staff turned into a serpent. So when you look at zero, it's now keep in mind the number zero, which is number. I won't get into all that, but anyway, it's O. You got sir, which is also synonymous with sir in the sound, right? So you got sir like serpent, sir, O. And then you also got, you know, rose. You do that, you got eros. And now here's the main thing here. You got arrows. So now when we deal with pharaohs, we put the P and the H, which is 7 and 8, which is 15, which equals 6. I know it's spelled differently, but that's how it sounds. Pharaohs. I broke down how you got pheromones, which are responsible for attraction. So this is back to the Adam and Eve. And when you look at this, you can look at this numerically. I look at this in different stories. Bro Sanchez opened up a lot of the connections of how Adam and Eve is the same as Jesus and things like that. I'll give you credit for that. And I just sparked up a lot of epiphanies on other trails. That had these are mine when it came to the abracadabra, the M and the N. This is all from stuff I've had. I try to give people credit for anything that you bring to the table, and I hope I bring stuff to the table what we could build. Now when we get into that 6, that's also the 369, because 6 is the only number written out. The 3 letter from different perspectives. So you get the perspective of reading the word 6, seeing its 3 letters, and then reading the Roman numeral 9. Hang on, but I don't want to lose my train of thought when we get back to 0, because that gets into the 1, 2. So PH is 6. The letter F is 6. Then we're dealing with focus. Ocus. Oh, suck. Oh, I don't know. You could look at that as like a pole in a way. But you got focus. So P and the H when we're talking about hocus pocus. And then when we're looking at like computer I never use. Get one. Symbols, HP and stuff like that. It makes you wonder. Ophiuchus is the 13th symbol. Now here's the thing with the 13. Both M and N can be viewed as 13 from the outside in. Or you could look at that as 13, 14, which would be 4 or 5. Which when you get fortified, and then fortified you get the 9, and you look up the definition of fortified, it's like protected. Oh shit! This brings me into this. Oh my gosh! I was talking about the Red Sea. We're dealing with this vibrational frequency. I'm gripping here. I don't see these light up. So like 13 is also 8, which is 4 4, right? You get M and 8. 4 to 2 4s and 4s, or we could say 4 4s, whatever. Roof, floor, flora, fauna. I'm just spitting a lot of things that connect here. Soar like an eagle. Anyway, when we get into this 0, then you get to 1, 2. So, right, 0 is 4 letters, like a square. Then you got 1, 2. Which we're dealing with three letters. And then 3, which is the 5. 5 letters, rather. You know what I mean? So that kind of sounds like Eve. 3 kind of sounds like Eve, and you see the tree. Because the H is the ladder. You know, letters are ladders. I see letters are ladders. Damn. So with this, with the 1 and the 2, this is how we get movement. You know, we've all seen this sign. So 1 is also the A, right? 1 is A is 1. And I've kind of broke down earlier how it's, you can see Monet spelled in there, but I also see, because of W view, you see the M, switching perspectives. Went, and meant. So went, dealing with past, which is like yeah, I want to articulate what I'm thinking, because I've just opened up a whole lot of stuff in my mind here. Because the 1 and the 2 is also, you know, the two triangles also make up the square. So you got the movement in the 1 and the 2, and you also have the idle, right? Because we got middle, which has idle, as well as riddle, R's vibration. I'm gonna keep tying this stuff in. Which is idol, like idol. I saw somebody else say that. I'm like, yeah, that applies to this. Idol, but yeah, also idol eyes. Had my 2 cents with that one, so I'm not biting off somebody. Lottie Dottie. Oh my God, Lottie Dottie. We like to party is idol backwards Lottie. Oh shit. It could be a reach, man, but you know that Snoop's in with those. Who knows, man? Who freaking knows, bro? I know I got crazy ways of deciphering stuff too, man. Just things laid out for me, bro. But like, that would be, man. That could be a reach. Momentum. So we're picking a momentum. Another M is missing, but I wonder if the other M is missing comes from the connection of the 2 triangles, because you can see that's like an M. You can see that connection of the 2 triangles as an M. So you're not going to get this in any kind of like etymology book or whatever. This is just ways I read energy with my 3rd eye. See, because like in how I spell Monet with the 2 being flipped as the M. Yes, it's like the money. You can see the Y right there. I guess I don't know, but I know this for sure. You need one more M. You need one more M to spell moment. Momentum. Is always there, right? You just add the and one more but there's a missing M. So this is 1 2. But when you connect the 1 2 with the two triangles, you get that missing M, bro. Like, what the fuck? Damn, is anybody watching this? Maybe I'll get some subscribers. Um, I'm not like a YouTube person. I have my own LLC business. I'm a workaholic, trying to get my own another spot so I can. I look forward to putting down more quality stuff on YouTube and building with people though. But I'm not selling anything or anything like that. This is more about just exercising my third eye and using this platform maybe to connect with some people that want to build and decipher a lot of the indoctrination and stuff to kind of free your minds and try to um, anyway, I'm tired, man. I'm gonna keep saying the same thing. Build. Oh man, and then you look in the word build, right? R is the 9. Well, we got the 6 and the 9, which is 15, which is the 6, right? So I said the rib, Adam's rib with the V is the 6. But check this out with the 6 and 9. Damn, you see oars. You see oars like for a boat. You see boat oars there, right, too, right? And you see toe in the 2. I literally forgot what the hell I was just writing, man. What was I writing? One, two. 1 2 sounds like want to. There's also like when you're dealing with this energy, just like I'm getting tired. What So this is kind of just me getting the ball rolling here to put some of my epiphanies down. I hope this comes back to me, man. But 1 2, you see 1 2 sounds like want to, but also you get like when you play around with words and numbers and sounds, think about what it does to your energy level. Like, man, I have to do this. Yeah, that's good, but I just have to get more money. I have to do, oh man, I have to do this. I have to. Does that get you going, man? I'm trying to wake up. I have like I'm awake. I'm tired as shit. I just got off work. So I'm gonna end this pretty soon. But just like you say, I have to do something. This is one thing that I've used because I've realized this isn't just me trying to spit a bunch of stuff and twist and tangle your brain up. It's more like when I say like cutting through this these frequencies and stuff. It's more like I see Adam's rib as like shift, like you're like shifting gears between all this stuff, like so instead of saying have to, when you say get to, meant. So what you meant with like they were dealing with intention. The A is missing. That could be Adam because you're Adam. Um, Man, my mind's struggling to keep up. I'm trying to keep up with what I wanted to write down earlier because I know I was on something. I realized something I forgot, man. It'll come to me. Intuition. Oh, yeah, that's kind of cool too. Intuitive. I believe Jesus died between the two crosses. So we look at between the two crosses, intuition. Intuitive. How was I writing there? I don't even know what my notes were. So I'm better off just going from what I'm feeling it than having my notes. Okay, so when you look at serpent, I want to end it strong here, so I'm not fading away, leaving you guys with something hot and fading away. I want to just leave it smooth for the next follow-up. But when you look at, oh damn. So that's a pentagram, right? When you look at the two things right there. Sir. Pent. Rose. So the serpent rose. You look at like the snake charmer. The serpent rose. I these are business ideas that I'm writing down. Oh, damn. I should save this one for a whole nother one. This is on the Sphinx. Okay, let me keep rolling. This is a live presentation. I'm not going to do that to you. I don't have anybody tuning in yet, so. Taking my time and just moving slow. There we go. So we look at the Sphinx. Okay, stories in the Bible. You notice that Facebook uses the sign of I'd have to look it up to see what it is, but you could Google it, and that is also Tubal Cain, which is Tubal Cain. In the Bible, which has parables. The Bible's about parable. You know, the Bible parable. Come on, man. So, in the Lu cipher, the LU cipher, the 33 cipher, equals 7. Damn, I just start connecting dots with this math in my head. Sorry, I'm losing track here. Well, so, when you look at the Sphinx, it's interesting if you add R to that, you can actually see shrinks. But 6, when we're talking about those two triangles, okay, you see. This shit's so fucking deep. Remember the N is hidden? That's one way of looking at it. Shit is so fucking deep, bro. This shit is so fucking deep. This shit is so. How the fuck? Who else you gonna get this from, bro? Like, or if you're a lady, excuse me, no clue, bro. Anybody's tuning in my channel, much appreciated. Sometimes I tune out, but when I'm hot, I'm hot, baby. If I keep this up, you see it. I'm probably gonna do some more presentations, but that pH we got the 6, right? Like I was saying, the focus. And we got this play with the 6 and the 7 as well. which that's in the, I see that in the G and the G force, which I saw in these symbols, which I see as the circle bent, as the serpent, the circle bent. And the thing about circle, when you look at the word circle, it's interesting. L is on the outside, but serpent. See serpent, right? Circle bent. But you see the two C's. You see that as like constant current too, because the circles like constant current and CC. And bent is bent because the B flipped over as a P, lowercase. Anyway, so you see circle bent. Again, the servant. Is that denting the circle? I don't know. There's different ways of looking at that, making sense of that one. But I see that you see the 7 right here and the 6. If you combine the 7 and the 6, and I see this also in the L and the U too. By the way, shit, man, we connect the dots here. That's what happens. Sometimes I get tired and I don't finish what I'm saying. So when you look at a 6, like boom, that's a 6, but I'm capping it off with a 7. It's kind of like, looks like the G, right? Like you think of G force, but also looks like an arrow. So I'm getting into that with the arrow, the arrows, which rose from 0. You see the 0, right? Too. Circle bent. So in religion we use the fish fin too. Fish, you see fish. You know the band Fish? There's a band, a rock band. I guess it's rock. We call rock a jam band. No markers mixed. Like that's Fish. There's nothing but occult stuff going on in Hollywood and in music. So there's somebody I want to interview and ask them more about that stuff. Get in contact with them. So, finish, star. We got the fish-ish star, and everything with the scales and all this stuff. And it's like going here, going there, going there, going there. This leads you to that, leads you to that, leads you to that. But what do you see is the connections. We see the scales, we see the rising, the rose. And how do we make sense of it? We make sense of it with this energy. And in lit we have till, like till the soil. Fuck. All right, let me get into that lullaby. I think I was getting into something else, but I forgot when I keep writing this stuff. So, oh yeah, and the L and the U and the lullaby. We hear all these different versions about Hitler, from the U.S. government involved with the German government after, formations of Israel. Everything's kind of whatever. I'll tell you what, man, there's definitely everything that's told to us is definitely stuff behind the scenes of everything that's going on. And, the society that formed the Nazi party or whatever, supposedly, or wherever this movement got started, was in New York City. It was the Thule Society. And it's interesting too. Just using whatever colors I got here. You get the L and the U hidden in there. So, okay, this is what I was thinking of before. Haha, I'm glad it came to me. So, with that Monet, with the money, what the fuck is up with the monkey, right? I hear all this talk. I'm not into, I listen to some of the consciousness talks and stuff, but more what I'm interested in is just deciphering the true nature of our reality and seeing these what's the word? I'm into sociology and just seeing how things operate, but like the true nature, like what the fuck is up with the monkey thing? Like the whole like, okay, there's the man that came from monkeys. There's the whole thing with the hidden things in movies, Space Odyssey 2001 or whatever, or all this Planet of the Apes, or even going back where they said about ancient monkey, whatever that was debunked or whatever. What the fuck? I don't know. But I'm using the English language and things here to make sense of what I see. So in the one and the two, this is about movement. Two of you have watt of electricity. If you read it, it sounds that. If you read this, it sounds that, right? I don't have to go on too much into that. Interesting, you have rune, like they say runes are those magical whatever, which is actually a U, but if you say that, it spells that, blah, blah, blah. The T is also a plus symbol, if written lowercase. You can say plus so ignore that. That doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Hang on. So when you go to the 0, 1, 2, okay, we're talking about movement, right? Because old days there was no, it was just boom, that's the first one. And then maybe 2 was like that, or you had 1 like that, right? You had 1, then 2. Well, you can see 2 is 3. And that's leaving out this. No, that's counting the 0. Counting the 0, it's a 3. All right, what if we don't count the 0? Just write it like old times. 1, 2, 3, without 0. 1. So we're leaving out the 3. We're just counting 1, 2. So if you just count 1, 2, the old way, it's 3. Like 0, 1, 2. It gets me into Adam's rib too. I'm gonna get into a whole nother thing when I can connect the dots, and I don't really have the steam to connect that one. I'll have to sprinkle that one in. You see movement in the 2, right? But the hidden frequency is 1 is movement, because 1 is contrasted by the 0. So 0 has a double meaning. 0 means nothing, and 0 also means to focus, which means give it full attention to. To fully zero in on is all your attention, but it also means nothing, not hinged. And we know the God L is 12, which is 1, 2, which is also 1, 2. What they say 3 is like the sacred number, which 3 is also the M, which is the middle. Let me do 3. Done this before, and do it again with a triple triangle. Try something different there. 1 is light, 1 is shadow. Anyway, different variations of these patterning here in the middle, but we also have poles as a pulse. And in the 1, 2, and want to, like I was saying, with the A and the alphabet, you know, they say 2 is also B. So when you look at the 2 triangles, that way you also see the B like that. And also in B, you get ebb. B is like that, right? But also like that, it's ebb. Dealing with ebb and flow. Oh man. I'm trying to remember what I was gonna write down. Man. I go to my notes. Okay. This is what sparked my brain right here. I saw something I wrote down. Okay, so with damn, this shit is so fucking deep. To how where things are, but there's like, okay, your atom, right, and dealing with, there's no future. The present is all that presents itself is the past. Everything that presents, this is the past that presents itself now. Damn. Future is like an imagination. It's all memory, but it's not. It's fuck. Anyway, so anyway, past. We go with what I see anyway. You see, which is dealing with that attention. I'm saying with attention, full attention, dealing with the 0. I think I wrote some of this down yesterday. Let's see. Oh, stuff I want to talk to on the Bro Sanchez show. Talking about phonetics and how words are phony because words are artificial. And that's another way that I can see through all this as patterning and connect dots. Because people get stuck in words too, where they like, that doesn't mean this. Clearly, people get like so, like, you know what their AIO, adapt, improvise, overcome, is just they lost the ability to shift gears. They're just trying to go uphill and, like, you know, the gear they were told to use, even though it's the wrong fucking gear. Anyway, because that's what they were taught. So when I say words are artificial, it's obviously their words are. That's what I could say it are vibration. It's the most common thing we say in between words is when we're thinking of something. And like, you know, so red is the rib. It's not the rib. I don't know. It's if you could say you rose from the red. And then purple. It's like the combo, I guess, maybe with through your third mind. But when you look at, like, I'm saving this one for the next one. Damn. Oh, this is shit, Steve. Okay, this will be worth the wait, bro. Like, this shit right here is worth the wait. This is where I'm gonna leave off. I'm gonna leave off really strong here. You know, I was kind of digging through some thoughts to try to think what I was trying to say. This has hit me hard and hit me, right? So we're dealing with the 1 and the 2. We're dealing with the movement, the momentum. Now I'm get now I guess not one eye. Oh, one eye. Yeah, damn, you get one eye spelled like that actually. Let me flip that. One eye. What's fucking one eye is Omni. WWG, right? So you get the one eye in the Omni. But that's not what I was writing. All this stuff comes to me as a So I could write down just a couple notes, and a lot of stuff. These are notes that spark stuff to me when I wrote them. So a lot of times I'm on the move. So when I said Moses split the sea, right? He split the Red Sea. You could also spell sea like this, bro. Or goddess, god or goddess, whoever is watching my channel. If you're a lovely lady watching my channel, I figure you must be a goddess. Alright, so C is also ace. So ace is 1 and 11, which is a high card and low card. I'm gonna get into that one. That gets really deep because the F is the 6, which is the 3-6-9. You get into face, race, pace, even pace, man, even pace. Because pace is 7, which is a step, right? Take it in pace. Let's do steps. But this has nothing to do with what I'm writing, man. Sometimes I just open up floodgates in my brain. Moses opens up a lot of stuff because then we're talking about Moses, osmosis, metamorphosis, which is the caterpillar and butterfly. But with the 1-2, right? How did I write this? In gematria, this is something I wrote down earlier today. Sometimes I'm like, I think about, I wonder if what this would be if I play around with it like the Alpha Omega play game. But if I get the feeling and I do it, it almost always lines up. But when I'm half-assing it, things, you know what I mean? So sometimes it's like 2 steps forward, 1 step back, and like my approach to this. But if you look at this is by what what number the letters fall, and they call that gematria, which I have, like I say, patterning. We pattern is tap, turn, and pattern. You see tap, turn, and pattern, whatever. You know what I mean? How you say it's how it's spelled one way, but it sounds the same. So tap turns. So I'm going to get back into the arrows, which that made me think of. I was thinking about Aleister Crowley, and he said that he got his info from I.H.S. To me, that's arrows. I'm going to break this shit down. All right, I'm going to connect the dots here, and damn, I'm almost hitting an hour. I just want to touch a few points, but see how it lights up stuff in my head. I plan on doing another presentation of at least a few more, man. I want to build with these notes here, and drop me a thumbs up feedback so I know people are tuning in, because I imagine not too many people get into my channel here. So when you look at 0 equals 1 in gematria, remember I was talking about Adam's rib? Rows, 0 rows. So 0 equals 1 in gematria. So when you look at, and it's 4 letters. Anyway, I said that already. So let's talk about the monkey, right? So when you go into remember 2 O's or O because 0 out. This is a game. It's like I'm saying with the play game. Oh, there's these patterning, right? Playing with patterns. Here's what we're doing to make sense of this. W can also look as the M, right? So we're looking at re-scrambling these words, and we see Monet, which is money. It sounds like money. You can pronounce it like a painter. You add a K, it's monkey. And what we have is the M and the N with the 0 in the middle, right? Yaman, which also we get now. Because when we play, look, oh, check this. This is so freaking deep, man. I hope you can read this. When you do a stamp like onion, O and N is exactly the same. So you could do that. You could see one and anyway. I'm gonna get back to this K. You see now right here, and you see I, or you also see one eye. You'll see own. I see own energy, own your third eye. Breaking this down. Well, how does that K get involved? So K, when you add the K in there, you get key. So you get the MON, M0N. So that's Adam and Eve N. I know this will light up further channels in my brain after I record this. But I'm just going to keep going. So when you look at MON, right? I don't know what that symbol is. I'm just playing with it. Don't sneeze. So the K equals 11, which is the ace. So K is the ace. Why is that important? Because it's the high and the low card. Actually, K is 11, but the ace is, which is also the ace, which is the high and the low card. Okay. KO, knockout. I don't know. IDK. I have no fucking idea. Kid is I don't know, which is IDK. There's definitely a connection, but I'm too tired to make the connection right now. Between certain acronyms and certain words too as well. Sometimes we make connections through target fixation. I don't like that self-fulfilled prophecies, drumming up a narrative based on like what you're trying to find. I like to play with it and see what falls in place. And that's how kind of like how projects are, or artwork, or getting in your own groove, and you can, you know what I mean? So that's what I'm about here. RENÉG Epiphanies. My channel's Renegade, which I want to change it to RENÉG because RENÉG's for Renegade. But just keep it how it is, man. Drop me some feedback, and I'll keep going here on my next time. Let me know if you like what I'm putting down. I don't really know who's checking my channel. I've seen a few people out there, man. Anyway, drop me some comments, man. Let me know if you want to hear anything else, or anything else you want me to dig deeper on. I got a lot more notes on some of these topics. So, until the next. Out.